Welcome the 5th grade math. Today this video I am going to cover dividing by powers of 10. And just like when we multiplying by powers of 10, all we need to do just move the decimal point. Now when we multiplying by powers of 10, we move the decimal point to increase the value. I think I moved the decimal point to the right side to increase the value because we are multiplying. But here in this lesson or in this video, we are going to decrease the value. So we're gonna move the decimal point to decrease the value to the opposite way. So we have some problems in this lesson, some questions we have to solve. And if you need any help in multiplying by powers of 10, you can go to my channel and you can find that lesson there. So let's start explaining our lesson and some problems, how to divide by powers of 10. So again, this lesson is talking about dividing by powers of 10. We're gonna divide by powers of 10 and move the decimal point to the left side. When we multiply it by powers of 10, we move the decimal point to the right side, depends on the number of zeros. But here in this lesson, we have to move the decimal point to the left side, depends on the number of zeros. Okay? Look at this example here. In this example, 1,350 divided by 1,000, here I have to calculate how many zeros do I have here. So here I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. But the problem is in this number, I don't have any decimal point. So I am going to create it. So I am going to what? To create it. So becomes 1,350 point 0. I have to create my decimal point, dividing by what? By 1,000. Again, I told you if I want to divide by powers of 10, we have to move the decimal point to the left side, depends on the number of zeros. We have to calculate the zeros here. So here I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I have to decrease my value and move the decimal point to the left side 3 places. 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So the decimal point becomes in this place. So the answer becomes 1 and 35 hundredths. Okay, boys, let's take another example here. 35 divided by 10. Again, I don't have any decimal point, so I have to create it here. I have to create my decimal point, and I have to look at the powers of 10. Here I have only 10. That means I have only 1 0. So if you have only 1 0, you have to move your decimal point to the left side only one place value. So it becomes a 3.5 when I move it from here to here. So the answer is a 3.5 or 3/5. Look at this example again. We have 2 zeros here, so we gonna move our decimal point after created two decimal places to the left side. So the answer becomes 35 hundredths. And this number 35 divided by 1000, we have to create our decimal point again. We have to follow the same procedure, same way. Then count the zeros or the powers of 10. Here we have 3 zeros in the powers of 10. So we have to move our decimal point to the left side 3 places. But look here, be careful. I have only 2 digits here. I am going to add another 1 zeros. So you have to add zeros here because there is no enough numbers here to move our decimal point. So 1, 2, and 3. So the decimal point becomes here. Okay, boys. So the answer is 35,000. Now, look here. We have another form of powers of 10. Look here, I have 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 3. The power here means multiply 10 by 1 becomes 10. And here 10 to the power of 2 means you have to multiply the 10 by itself 2 times. Don't forget, don't multiply it by 2. You have to multiply 10 by 10 2 times, so your answer becomes 100. Sometimes some students, they're gonna multiply 10 by 2, so the answer is 20. So powers of 10, you have to multiply the number by itself, not multiply the number by the power here. You have to multiply the number here by itself 2 times. Okay, and in this example again, you have to multiply 10 by itself 3 times, not 10 by 3. It's wrong. You have to multiply 10 by itself 3 times. 10 by 10 by 10. So the answer is 1000. Or you can say 10 to the power of 3 means you have 3 zeros. 10 to the power of 2 you have 2 zeros, and 10 to the power of 1 you have only 1 zero, 2 zeros, or 3 zeros. And we have to follow the same procedure. Create our decimal point here and here and here, and move the decimal point to the left side to decrease our value. If you don't have enough numbers, you have to add zeros to the left side. Okay, you have to add again zeros to the left side. Okay, boys, now let's go to solve some problems or questions from our lesson. Look at the practice here in our lesson, chapter 13, lesson 1, how to divide numbers by powers of 10. Look here, I have 52 and 14 divided by 0. Again, here I have only 1 0, so I have to decrease my value or move the decimal point to the left side only one place, because here I have only 1 0. So the quotient becomes what? 5.24. And here 8.3 divided by 100. Here I have 2 zeros. But here the problem is I have only 1 digit to the left side, or I have only ones. I have to add zeros and move your decimal point. Depends on the number of zeros. 1 and 2, so it becomes here. So the answer is 0.083. And here in this example, I have 6,120 divided by 10 to the power of 3, or 1,000. Don't forget that. 3, that means I have 3 zeros. Okay, boys. What's the exponent here, or the power? The power here, it's like the exponent. Okay, it's called exponent or power or index or indices. Okay, 3, that means here I have 3 zeros. The answer, I have to create my decimal point because I don't have 1 here. So move it 1 and 2, 3. So becomes here. I have to move the decimal point to the left side 3 places. So the answer 6 and 120,000. Now look at this example here. Find the quotient. 341 divided by 10, no decimal point, so I have to create it. Then I am going to move to the left side or decrease my value by 1 digit, so the answer becomes 4.1. In question number 6 here, look, no decimal point, so I have to create it. I have to move my decimal point 1 digit to the left side, so the answer becomes 48 and 3/10. In this example again, look at the exponent here. I have 2, that means 2 zeros. We are dividing by 100. So no decimal point again. We have to create it and move to the left side 2 places. So the answer becomes 2 and 35 hundredths. Look here. If you don't want to move, you have 2 ways to solve. Okay, boys, in this example, or in this question 11, I have 3,100 divided by 1,000. So here I can hide 0, 2 zeros, and I can hide again the same number of zeros. So I will get 31 divided by 10. Create your decimal point and move it to the left side, so the answer becomes 3.1. If you don't want to erase the zeros here and erase the zeros here from dividend and from divisor, you can create your decimal point and solve the question direct. So here you have to move 2 places, so the answer becomes 3.2, or you can follow the same procedure in question number 11. Look here, I have 0.6 divided by 10 to the power of 1, or 10 power 1. So here I have 10 and move only 1 digit to the left side, so the answer becomes 6 hundredths. Again, continue solving some questions. Again, if you want to move or erase the zeros from dividend and from divisor, here we have 3 zeros, so we have to hide the 3 zeros and hide them from here. So you will get again 12,564 divided by 10. Create your decimal point and move it to the left side 1 place, so the answer becomes 1,256 and 4/10. Here, if I don't want to move or erase or cancel any zeros, the exponent here is 5. That means I have 5 zeros, means 100,000. So I have to create my decimal point and move it 5 places to the left side to increase my value. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the answer becomes 8 and 201 thousandths. Why I didn't put the zeros here down? Because in decimal numbers, if we add or cancel or delete any zeros to the right side of the decimal places, it doesn't matter. Okay, boys? Now, if we want to compare, again, I have to follow the same procedure. I have to find the value here to the left side, then find the value on the right side and compare between them. Look here, I'm going to solve this question. 10 to the power of 5, that means the exponent here is 5, that means I have 5 zeros. I will create my decimal point here, move it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the answer becomes 185 and 61 hundredths. Look at the right side here. 2, the exponent here is 2, so I have to move the decimal point. Look, I have decimal point here, so I'm going to move it 1, 2 to the left side, so it becomes 1, 8, 5, 6, 1. Becomes what? 18,561 hundred thousandths. When I compare 185, it's greater than the decimal number. And here it's the same. Sorry boys. Here it's multiplying. It's not dividing. You have to be careful. Look, it's multiplying, not dividing, so I have to move it to the right side. 1 and 2. So the answer becomes 1,856 and 1/10. So this number is greater than 185. You have to be careful if you have division or multiplication, boys. Look, here I have division, move it to the left side, but here I have multiplication to the right side. These kind of questions maybe will confuse you, boys. Now, look, here I have again multiplication, here I have division. Multiplication to the right, division to the left side. Be careful. So here I am going to move 5 decimal places or 5 digits or 5 places to the right side. Becomes 1, 0, 9. I have 3 digits, but here I don't have digits, so I will add 2 zeros. Becomes 10,900. Here I have to move the decimal point, so I will create one, move it 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4 digits to the right side. So the answer again becomes 1090.0. So 1090.0 is less than 10,900. Again, when you are multiplying, you have to move it to the right. 1, 2, 3. I moved the 3, but here I have 5 zeros. So I have to add 2 zeros to complete it and make it 5. Okay, boys? Now let's go to our problem solving, question number 24 here. David purchases seeds to plant in his garden. He buys 100 pepper seeds and 1,000 tomato seeds. Which type of seed is more expensive? Explain. Look, here we have tomato and we have pepper. Now, look, he buys 100 pepper. So I have divided $3.21 by 100. Or $21.24 divided by 1,000. Now here I'm going to move the decimal point to the left side. 1, 2, but here no zeros, so we have to add 1. So the answer becomes 0.0321. And here 21 divided by 100, we have to move it 1, 2 to the left side. Comes 0.2124. Now compare 321 or 2,124. This is greater, so tomato is expensive. Tomato more expensive than pepper. Okay, boys? Okay. Thank you, boys. So I finished the lesson. If you have any question, you can go back to my YouTube channel and check the lesson again. Bye bye, boys.